DECONSTRUCTION.
What's up, everybody? It's Hard Deconstruction. Find us at harddeconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/harddeconstruction, as well as facebook.com/the Hard Deconstruction with the host Comp and
Piss out my ass.
And today's episode is...
It's The Queefing Dead, The Walking Dead, Season 6
Here we
premiere. And it's called First Time Again, Episode 1.
Yes, with Morgan settled in the safe zone, Rick and the others devise a plan to lure a massive herd of walkers away from Alexandria, but a new development puts the entire community at risk. Directed by Greg Nicotero, starring Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, Stephen Yeun. This episode takes place Season 6, Episode 1. Introduces comic character favorite, what the hell is his name? That guy with the weird... It's weird, because that character had dreadlocks in the car. Some sort of weird, not real dreadlocks, but... Alright, I'm digging myself into a hole. Anyway, this episode, how does it start out? I was like partially insane when I was watching this episode because I had.
Oh, you were sick, right?
Yeah, I was sick. I had like the peak of my cold, and I got up 8 o'clock that morning, and I had to go on set for this music video. I got back like around 10 or something, and then I was watching the show, and it was just like. It was I watched it, right, and it was kind of like the most mundane, boring episode.
Are you serious?
And then I'm in the middle of like a semi-cold like weirdness, and while I'm watching it, because I watched it at like 12 at night, so it like ends at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh my god, I think I'm gonna be up 24 hours watching this. I hope I can go to sleep, and I don't want to drop dead because I'll be exhausted. I was like really. I mean, if you
were
could
like
understand,
delirious. You had like a fever.
I was delirious. I was semi-delirious because then I tried to go to sleep, and then I woke up every 15 minutes because my nose was completely stuffed.
Ugh.
And I would have weird, like, it was like having weird visions, like if I wasn't awake or if I was still watching The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. It was the most bizarre experience I had. It was basically, you know, those movies
terrible.
where it was awful. You know when people in movies about like beating addiction, they're tied to a bed and they're just like sweating? That's what it was for me. That's what I was like literally doing that. I don't understand what the fuck was going. It was like time was slipping into another dimension.
Were you detoxing from your heroin addiction?
I guess so. I wish I had taken heroin.
Did you see babies crawling on the ceiling?
It was like, yeah, I did. And then I slept with an underage girl, and she what was it? I shouldn't make that joke. That was a reference to a movie. I didn't really sleep with an underage girl. Anyway, so this episode deals how? With who? With what?
Well, it starts off very epically with a giant, like, I don't know, it looks like 10,000 zombies, maybe more, like in this big giant quarry, and everybody's yelling, and, you know, Rick's there, and then, like a truck falls off a cliff or something, which I was thinking, oh, good, it, like, probably just killed, like, a whole bunch of them, but not good, because it unblocked the road. And
it was so.
What?
No, go ahead. Finish it.
No, I was just gonna say, and then you know it flashes in the black and white, and it's the whole episode's like flashbacks and what's happening.
It was so funny because I was watching the opening, right? I had only caught like half of the opening, so I'm watching it. It's in color because you'll usually see these zombies walking for like however long. I'm like, okay. I thought I was still going delirious. I thought I started going delirious.
You thought the black and white was
right?
delirium?
No, yeah, really. Because I was in the bed going, and then I go back onto it, and then every scene is in black and white, and I was like, what's going on? Wasn't the show just in color? And I didn't know. I had like a break with reality. Like if the show was not in black, like, I was like,
well, I watched it with my mom. I like got home from work, like, and you know. So me and my mom were gonna watch it together, and I got home like just in time. And my mom was thinking, like, after a while, she's like, "Wait, is my TV broken?" And like, you know, I was like, "No, it's a flashback." Like, I guess they didn't do a good job of making it clear, or my mom just doesn't understand that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
People on like certain forums and stuff, they were saying it was incredibly stupid to do the flashback episodes in black and white. This is what their complaint was. They were like, there was no reason to make the episode have so many flashbacks. They could have literally just played the episode straight on as it was. Yeah.
Well, I liked the flashbacks. I didn't mind it.
But it's basically a regular episode. They could have just played those regular back flashback shits in continuity, and it would have just played like a regular boring fucking episode. That's what it was. That's the, I mean, it was
Yeah,
just
but
like,
it wasn't a regular boring episode, so that's why it was.
well, it
better
wasn't
than-
boring. Okay, I'll say it wasn't boring to me. I was high off of life. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Well,
So
I
that's
mean,
probably why.
but aside from that, I wasn't sick, and I watched it, and when it opened up,
I
was
wasn't
like,
bored.
oh,
I
okay,
wasn't bored
cool.
by the episode. I'm just saying that they took something that was normal and then they just cut it. It's like cutting. You know how Pulp Fiction, although that's a hard thing to compare it to. How Pulp Fiction would
Yeah.
play in real time, but they kind of cut everything back and forth,
Yeah.
and it served the story beats purposefully. You know what I mean? That's why they told the story as it was. This, it would have just been a regular episode. There was nothing kind of crazy going on in the flashbacks that made any difference.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
They were like,
Well,
they could have,
they were developing a plan in the flashbacks, but they didn't have to do as many as they did. They could have done
Right.
less, and it still would have been effective, you know. But
because the flashback is usually to reveal something that that would be consequential, something that's like crazy.
yeah,
All there is they're flashing back to a guy eating a sandwich. Like, what the fuck's going on? Who cares? I'm being stupid, but listen, I was half high when I saw this, so you got to take that as it is. I was being stupid.
yeah.
It isn't. They introduce a comic book character, Heath, from the comic, and I think he sort of has like Michonne's hair in the comic, but in this, it's like one of the worst wigs I've seen on him. I'll get used to it because he looks like the
I don't
actual
know.
comic
I don't
book
think it's
character.
a wig. I'm not even sure exactly because I'm so fuzzy with the comics at this point.
No, I
read
think he's
them a long
bald
time
he's bald in real life, so that's like a headpiece that he has
ago.
on.
Okay, but
But he has-
is he like a big character in the comics? Like I don't really know.
Yeah, I think he's a big character in the comic because he looks unique. Because the comic book, the characters sort of all look like each other. Even fucking what's her name? What the hell is Steven? Oh my!
What?
Why am I forgetting these characters' name?
Michonne?
Maggie looks like fucking Rick in the comic. I mean, they all look the same in the comic. All the white characters look the same. So
Right.
when Michonne or Heath come out and they actually have different sort of hairstyles and stuff, it looks cool because they're sticking out from everybody else's black and. I didn't even know that the black and white was reference to to the comic book itself being black and white as a reference to the original. George
What?
Romero's.
Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah, that's what it was. Like I was like, that's why the comic's in black and white. I was like, okay, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that they were referencing that. I just figured it was to save money on color.
Probably right, but they recolored the comics. I think I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that.
I
But,
think they
yeah,
recolored
so-
the first issue, maybe. Like I heard, maybe.
Probably right. But Heath is a character that everybody likes in the comics. Some stuff happens to him. I think he's still alive in the comic book. I've been reading the comic. You can actually find the comic everywhere on YouTube for some reason. There's people that like scan it and put it up like a film on YouTube, which is pretty interesting to watch if you don't want to spend money and support artists and be a dickhead like me. But the majority of the episode is Rick kind of wrestling away the power of that old bag. I'm sorry, the woman who was running Alexandria after
The
he
senator.
killed. Rick put himself in a pretty tough spot, but Rick is like alpha mailing everybody. Like Rick is likable in the comic book, and in the show he's sort of like
He's a bit of a dick.
he's a bit of a dick in the show. He's like the Terminator or something. Like I can't see. I'm sure he'll do it, but he's so like alpha male. But I understand why he has to do it because I mean, fuck, if you don't act this way.
But
in
he
the
wasn't
show-
in the beginning, so it's cool to see his evolution, you know?
Well, his best friend was fucking his wife, so he was
He,
probably like turned
you
on
know
by
what?
that.
Rick is like Hillary Clinton. He evolved on issues.
He's gonna wear a pantsuit, and then he's gonna have a guy.
He's gonna
going,
get a $600 haircut.
And then there's gonna be a nebbishy guy with glasses going, "You're not doing this right. I'm gonna fix everything." That's my Irish accent for Bernie Sanders. So we're dealing with he killed off. Who's this guy's? He killed off that abusive
Pete.
husband, right?
He killed Pete, the guy who
Pete,
killed
who is
Reg.
the husband of the fucking hottest Alexa Breckenridge, Ufa.
Yeah.
American Horror Story, a Murder House. Just see her in that movie and your pants will explode out of your ears. She plays Jessie Anderson. I didn't even know she had an older son in the show. I thought she just had like one kid, but I guess that kid must have grown age. I don't know what.
I feel like that
on.
kid, the older son, is gonna like try to kill Rick or something.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
He might
do that,
even
and
be
I
the
think-
one doing the horn at the end. Like, who knows?
Well, true. I think somebody else pointed out that maybe it was the Father Gabriel. I was like, yeah, it might be Father Gabriel.
No,
'cause Father
I don't
Gabriel's
think he
pissed
would
off.
do that.
Well, shit, Father Gabriel was selling them out. You don't think he wouldn't do that?
He'd be killing himself, but then again, he might want to kill himself.
He wanted to die. He's always wanted to die.
I don't think it's him, though. I don't think he would do that. I think it could be the son, just because he's, like, an immature kid. Who knows?
But Sam Anderson, I think, is the son. Or maybe Ron Anderson, actually. It's Ron Anderson, and he's obviously clearly pissed off with Rick killing his dad. I mean, he killed him in front of everybody. Rick was, like, just did it really, like, grotesquely, because he accidentally killed Tova Feldish, who plays the head person, Deanna Monroe. He accidentally killed her husband by mistake. So Rick, who's been wanting to kill the husband for a long time, he got into a fist fight with him earlier. He kills him.
Yeah.
And
but you know what? Rick kind of... I mean, I'm not defending the guy at all, like, but Rick kind of escalated the whole situation to get it to that point. Like, if he didn't, like, beat the shit out of the guy, he could have just, like, arrested him or something, like...
He really wanted that ass. No, he wanted to fuck that woman. That's why he's doing that. There's no other reason.
I know.
He's reverted to caveman status, and he's at that time Morgan comes in. Morgan, the best actor who's ever been on the show. He's the greatest actor on the show.
You don't like Morgan?
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I really like his acting. Morgan is the best fucking actor on the show. Lenny James is the best fucking actor on the show.
And he's like Australian or something. Like, he's got like a really thick accent.
Of course, always the fucking Europeans.
I watched like a little behind the scenes, like in The Talking Dead afterwards. Like, I've never really seen that, but yeah, I was like shocked.
He goes, "That's not a knife. This is a knife." Did he do that? That'd be pretty cool. Oh no, that's
just
not
like everything he says. Like, whoa.
But no, he's great. The only thing that bothered me about his character was Morgan was this gentle father figure from the first episode of the show, and then he came back, I think, season 4. Or maybe season 5, and now all of a sudden he has karate powers, and I was like, oh no.
Well, same thing with Michonne, though. Michonne doesn't have.
No, I get that, but Michonne always came in with karate powers. She started out with that. Morgan was this gentle guy, and now
she got it from wandering around and killing zombies, so he got his karate powers.
But because she was a fencer, I think, and then Morgan, I guess he learned how to be fucking. What was that movie, Book of Eli, with Denzel Washington? That's all I could think about when I see Morgan, because he's like Denzel Washington's character, a blind guy running around fucking hitting people with sticks. But he could see in this one. He apparently learned it from somebody else, but I was like, oh, what did he do? It's basically like taking
that could be a reference to World War Z, though. There's a character in there that studies and learns.
But World War Z was faithfully made in that film with Brad Pitt, so I don't know why this would happen. Remember Brad Pitt could survive a plane crash in that movie. That's great.
Yep, the whole World War Z was totally just one guy running around rescuing the world.
Yeah, that made sense. That's how apparently that's how Robert Kirkman wants the show, the comic to end. He says he wants it to actually get cured.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because he says he's tired of zombie movies where everybody just kind of dies at the end. I was like, all right, I could deal with that. You know what I mean? Because that's basically how fucking World War Z the movie.
Well, you can't cure death. I mean, they're dead.
Well, I guess maybe they're curing the agent. I guess.
Like it would just make all the zombies fall to the ground dead or something.
There's gonna be some people that be like, "Fuck this! I want to come back as a zombie." So I'm sure it'll never be really. Fixed,
well, if they get the agent out of the air that makes new zombies and get the agent to take out whatever's making these other zombies animated.
I thought you said to get the Asians to do it. I was like, what?
We gotta get Glenn on this.
But yeah. So there's also Glenn, and he's dealing with Nicholas. Nicholas, who tried to kill him. I don't know. Glenn had told his wife. Glenn really is a nice guy, I guess, because he was he saved the guy's life who basically got Noah killed. Noah had a real graphic death last season. Yikes.
That was sad.
In the door.
I really liked that guy. I wish.
Yeah, Noah was nice. They really did hate Chris, just to remind that stupid joke we said a bunch of times. But he's dealing with Nicholas. Nicholas is an actor I've seen a bunch of times, Michael Trainer, and he's pulling his weight. He's trying to be a better guy. Who's that actor? There's that throwaway actor who was here this episode who I've seen. Oh,
he's
so many things.
Carter. I couldn't place him. He's in
Ethan
two
Embry.
things. One he's actually in that fairy tale show.
Oh, he was in Can't Hardly Wait. Wow.
Well, he's in Once Upon a Time. He's like this guy who's like dad vanished or something, and he's trying to investigate the town or something and find his dad.
He was in a lot of fucking movies. Jeez,
But then I
that's
looked it
why
up, and he's actually the kid from that movie Dutch, which is with Ed O'Neill.
That's where he's. Okay, that's why I recognize him. I remember seeing Ed O'Neill. That was the funniest joke. What was one of the funniest jokes in Married with Children when Al Bundy goes to a video store and there's a poster of Dutch, but
Right.
it's clearly him, like Ed O'Neill on the poster, and then they put like a pasteboard sign over his eyes so you can't tell it's him, and it says "free movie" because nobody wants it. I was laughing so hard because to be able to joke about shit like that was so fucking funny on that show.
Yeah. Well, apparently the movie bombed, but I loved that movie. I don't know.
The only part that I remember is that the kid, he fell asleep on some girl who had like huge cans, and he just drooled all over
drooling
her
on her
tits when he woke
boobs.
up. That's all I remember, and I was like, wow, I wish I
And
could
the
do that when I was
fireworks
a kid.
going off and like up Al's butt, Ed O'Neill's butt and everything. Like,
Yeah,
just, like,
Ed O'Neill doesn't star in shitty stuff. Come on, he's awesome.
Ed O'Neill's amazing.
But, what's that?
No, I said Ed O'Neill's amazing. I love him.
Oh, he is amazing. He's a great guy. But the rest of this episode sort of is just all these characters kind of dealing with stuff. They do have Norman Reedus' character. He doesn't really do anything besides ride that motorcycle, right? For the
Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl. Daryl.
Yeah, he's just literally just leading a group of zombies.
Do you think they'll ever kill Daryl off?
I hope not, but if they do, that's like gonna be like the final season.
Yeah, I think so because the people will like really. I mean,
he's almost like the equivalent of Rick. Like you can't kill Rick, but you can't really kill Daryl either.
Daryl, you better watch out because Daryl's getting like he's getting Superman status on the show. So
yeah,
and you know how the show is like, we'll kill your favorite characters. Meanwhile, every other sequence is somebody like about to bite Daryl and then magically kills them like in the next frame. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I liked it. I thought it was all right. I gotta be honest. I was like half, sick out of my mind watching the episode, so I was kind of tainted by that experience. But it's The Walking Dead. It's apparently the ratings were low but still high for the premiere, so people are gonna watch it. People are gonna, it's the number one show on TV for God's sake. What do you think? You think
I'll watch it.
You think Rick's relationship with what the
Carl.
hell's her name? Carl was hardly in the episode. He was trying to fuck that girl on top of that roof. I don't blame him. Mm-hmm. Boy, in the comic book, he's annoying in the show. He's tapered off because he's a bad actor, and they probably realized it. But in the comic book, holy shit, does he? He does something recently in the comic book where you're like, shut the fuck. What are you doing, you idiot? He like put.
Don't ruin it because I'm not caught up.
You ain't gonna read that fucking comic. You should read it. It's great.
I've read quite a bit, but I'm not caught up.
Wait till you see how Rick acts in the comic compared to this, and you can be like, how's he gonna get to that point? Like you don't understand. Like it doesn't make any sense, and I don't know. Anyway, Carol's there. And you can tell that she wants to cut Morgan's face right in half because Morgan can see through her. He's like, I see how you look at people. He's like, you're just, I got to watch out how I do people's voices. Apparently, people thought I was doing racist voices. So I apologize. Fear the Walking Dead. Remember they thought I was racist? I was doing a Barry White voice, and they thought I was doing fucking Stepin Fetchit, Kingfish fucking characters. Like, no, that's like completely, that's like what Gilbert Gottfried does. But yeah, I like it. Carol is eyeing Morgan like she's gonna fuck him up. I hope not, because Morgan's a great actor. He's a great character.
No, they'll be fine. But Carol wasn't in the episode either, really.
Jesse has to be cool with Rick because imagine your mom. Oh my god, she starts fucking the guy that killed your dad. That's gotta really fuck that kid up. And you're right.
That's the backstory of Trash Can Man in The Stand.
I remember that bad special effect. That fucking hand gets on top of that nuclear. Holy mackerel! Was that a bad special effect? Oofa. We're talking about The Stand.
The book is better than the movie.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure it's great. And I'm not being sarcastic there. But Jessie Anderson, her relationship, obviously in the comic book, it grew. It wasn't that long, so they're gonna really milk it here because she's fucking hot in the show. She's really hot. Sexy. Oh my god, just watch it. I'm telling you, American Horror Story Murder House. You watch that and your eyes will fall out of your head. Out of pure demonic lust. But she's good in the show. I mean, what are you gonna do? She was getting beat up by her husband. The guy deserved, to get his ass kicked anyway. To fuck him. It's gonna be awkward with the son. I'm sure the son is gonna try to kill Rick, and I'm sure Carl is gonna kill that kid, and it's just gonna be awkward all the way around.
That I didn't think of. Yeah, I guess so.
These characters, I didn't think these characters were in Alexandria. I'm pretty sure these characters weren't in Alexandria.
What, in the comic? Well,
Yeah, I think because
everything
they were.
that's in the comics
I
is different.
remember specifically what happens to them in the comic book, like what happens around them, and it's not necessarily going to be what happens in here, but they were in a different compound. It's the same, the whole thing is it's like Rick and his family go to another area, somebody else tries to take over, zombies come, and it just kind of repeats. So that's what's going to happen here basically, and there's like a new set of villains in the comic book that actually are really awesome, and whatever. What am I talking
Delicious.
about?
I don't know. I think we pretty much summed it up.
I think it's good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. No, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Oh boy, I don't know what the fuck to say. 6 out of 10. Norman Reedus' easiest check for the week of riding a motorcycle slow on screen.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Getting your face bit, and then your eyes are all gushing blood, and you get shot.
He was screaming like a mother. I thought he got stabbed. Oh, you're talking about somebody else.
I'm talking about Carter. The guy that played
Carter
Dutch,
didn't get shot. He got stabbed in the neck.
No, but... Oh, did he stab him in the neck? Oh, okay.
Whoa, who's not paying attention to this show?
There's so
he was
many
screaming,
deaths, and I saw it a few days ago.
He was screaming like a dick, though. Oof.
I remember him getting bit on the cheek and his eyes gushing blood. That was the part that caught me.
No, I think it was just, you can tell that Morgan and Michonne were looking at him like, like you wanted to kill this motherfucker too because he tried to kill Mr. Buffon haircut, whatever his name was. What the hell kind of haircut is that?
Isaac? No, not Isaac. Oh boy, he's the math teacher who Eugene.
Can do it.
Eugene,
right, with that fucking hair. That guy he's a true weirdo. I don't understand how. Anyway, whatever. With that, Danny, what's the final word?
The horror deconstruction.